ICE is hiring, and they're offering some sweet perks: a $50,000 signing bonus, student loan repayment and forgiveness options, and enhanced retirement benefits, to name a few.
Considering you all got so upset at Joe Biden for offering student loan forgiveness to those who went to school and couldn't afford to repay their loans.
This type of language is exactly how authoritarian regimes justify mass disappearances and abuse.
All right. We are back. You saw the thumbnail. You saw the title. Let's talk about it. Is it bad if somebody wants to work for ICE? Why would that be bad? Like, I'm trying to understand. It would be just, in my mind, it's just akin to if you wanted to apply to the FBI or, of course, the military, your local police, your state police. Like, what's the big difference? If you wanted to work, you're working for the government. Like, what's the problem? Well, today we're going to find out, because these great luminaries are going to show us. Let's go.
Well, as the Trump administration accelerates its immigration agenda, ICE is hiring, and they're offering some sweet perks: a $50,000 signing bonus, student loan repayment and forgiveness options, and enhanced retirement benefits, to name a few. President Trump posting this on Truth Social. Our brave ICE law enforcement agents are getting the worst of the worst criminals out of our country: terrorists, pedophiles, MS-13 gang members, murderers, rapists, drug and human traffickers. We need more courageous men and women to make America safe again. Join ICE now, and we will take great care of you, just like you take care of us. Martha, we've seen historic record recruitment in the military, so will we see the same surge with ICE, especially with these great benefits?
I think so. I had an opportunity, I guess it was 2 weeks ago, went down to Texas and interviewed a group of ICE agents, because I wanted to see what they were like as people, and I wanted our viewers to get to know them a little bit. They were very committed to upholding the law in the country. Most of them were first-generation Americans themselves, second in some cases, but they don't see it as as an ethnic-based issue. They see it as upholding the law and keeping people safe on the streets of and the towns in Texas. So I just thought they inspired me, and they were just serious young people. And I think you're going to see a lot more of them. And I think it's good to have these kind of incentive programs. They got, I think, $65 billion to hire more people in ICE in the big, beautiful bill. And they're going to put it to work. I think you're going to see a lot more of these, tent areas going up to hold people, because they want to discourage they want to discourage people coming in. They want to uphold the law.
Yeah. And as we've seen a lot of negative publicity coming from the legacy media, and certainly people that aren't grateful for the sheer blessing of living here, against ICE agents, the reality is, from reports from those agents, that morale has never been higher. So it's really an incredible place to be right now, because of the support of the administration and the president and the patriots here that are so grateful for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's vastly different when you're working for someone who wants you to work for them, and when you're working for someone who supports you and you have a shared mission. You contrast that with some of these blue ultra-liberal cities like Chicago, where, the police officers are demoralized. So you've got a lot of people who might have otherwise applied to these jobs with Chicago PD and NYPD, and now they're looking at federal law enforcement because they do have these enhanced benefits and signing bonuses and student loan repayment, and they're going to work for a department that supports them. And, that is far more attractive, and it's unfortunate that we've come to this bifurcation between local and federal law enforcement, but, that's the natural fallout when you have progressive, socialistic ideas that are essentially anti-cop. So they look for different avenues to keep their communities and the country safe.
So the Trump administration...
Let's just take that a second. What's wrong with working for ICE? What is wrong with that? And I think the reason, the rationale, the motivation for men and women joining ICE is noble. Shout out to them. Okay, let's see what... Here comes some of the detractors. Let's go.
Is offering student loan forgiveness for new ICE agents who get hired on. So the question needs to be asked, MAGA, how do you feel about this, considering you all got so upset at Joe Biden for offering student loan forgiveness to those who went to school and couldn't afford to repay their loans?
Because these people are actually doing a job. He was giving out, or wanting to give out, student loan forgiveness and no compensation whatsoever. At least these people are doing a job. At least there's a job tied to it. So therefore, you know that they have work. So even if it wasn't for the loan forgiveness, they would have a means to pay back their student loans. Joe Biden was just giving out money or wanting to give out money without any kind of encouragement to be a part of the economy. That's the problem.
It was a big deal then, but is it a big deal now? Now that the alleged president, Donald Trump, is doing it? Or are you okay with it? Or is this just another one of those rules for thee, but not for me type things? The hypocrisy of MAGA supporters and the hypocrisy from the alleged president, Donald Trump, is completely staggering. And yet you guys, you all will fall for it every time. I'm sure you all will be right on board and licking the boots and bowing the knee and kissing the ring to the alleged president, Donald Trump.
In a brand
What is the alleged thing about? Can somebody break that down to me down in the comments? What is the alleged thing? He is the president. What do you mean? what are you talking about? But let's also point out something that he seems to have forgotten or seems to overlook in the fact that, again, as I said earlier, Joe was giving out student loan forgiveness with no kind of proof or anything of that these people are actually a part of the economy helping. These men and women working for ICE and the federal government are actually a part of the economy. They're paying taxes. Like there is a part of it that I think he's totally missing. He's just upset because ICE is hiring and maybe he needs a job.
new dehumanizing Truth Social post, Donald Trump is now calling for random Americans to join ICE. This type of language is exactly how authoritarian regimes justify mass disappearances and abuse. Trump is lumping in undocumented immigrants, many of which are asylum seekers, legal residents, and families with terrorists and rapists. This isn't just dangerous rhetoric. We've seen this type of propaganda be used throughout history to justify state violence, specifically in places like 1930s Germany. ICE has
Sir, you weren't around for that. So you didn't see, nor was I. So stop doing that. This steady drumbeat of going back to 1930s in order to pull out the Yahtzees and the bad art student to justify your ignorance is tired. It's tired, my guy. It's tired. He didn't lump asylum seekers in with those people. He didn't do that. He didn't persons who are going through the proper means and channels of seeking citizenship here in the country. He didn't lump them in there with terrorists and rapists and others of that nature. You're just saying that.
disappeared people, innocent people, legal immigrants, and even American citizens without due process. Trump isn't trying to make America safe. He's trying to make cruelty of human beings normalized.
He's building up his army little by little. That's what he's doing. He's building his own Gestapo. Wow, 50K to sign up. Dang. And the benefits, young men and women should be in for it. Should go for it. Good luck. Raise age limits and base and entry on physical ability and merit. Raise age limit and physical. Okay. Why would they? Okay. That doesn't even make sense. We need 100,000 new ICE agents versus one new IRS recruit. There you go. I agree. Now, mind you, this same group of people had no problem when they wanted to bring in, was it 50,000, 85,000 new IRS agents? But now they want to bring ICE agents in and everybody's got a problem. But let me know what you think. Let me know. Maybe I'm misunderstanding it. Maybe I'm oversimplifying it. I don't know, but I want to know what you think about it down in the comments. Thank you so very much for supporting the channel. Thank you so much for liking this video. I'm looking forward to doing this with you all again. So until then, grace and peace.